Katelyn was hunched over like a dilapidated goblin writing manuscripts of something that would just accumulate dust on the higher shelves of the school library. It was the evening. She was dressed fashionably for a party gathering. Perhaps too fashionably. She cursed in frustration of not putting her words onto the pages. The pen was dipped into the ink, then rewrote her last paragraph. It wasn't as impressive as Katelyn thought. Such desire she possessed.
Come in. The cab is waiting for you, Miss Rose. Tell him I will be there in 5 minutes. But, miss, he is rather impatient. Tell him I will be there in 5. If he complains again, then he can sod off.
Katelyn rubbed her temples together and sighed, hoping the cab would trot along the road of inconvenience filled with excrement of god-awful pestilence.
Why do I have to go to this blasted party? Oh yeah, because of bloody Oscar.
Katelyn Rose is unaware of the servant girl's presence.
He's so smart, handsome, oh, such a good writer, with a perfect normal partner, oh, and did I mention that he is handsome and intelligent? Miss? What? Oh! I told you to inform the cab. Never mind. I'll go to him now.
It was a rather warm night at the house of Oscar Taylor. The room was glowing with vibrance, like it was a hot honey swirled into a pot of light. Katelyn sat on a chair by herself, sipping on the blood-red wine. Her hands were erratic, and her eyes twitched. The woman dared not look at Oscar. Suddenly, a figure ventured over to Katelyn. She was a little taller than Katelyn, and lankier, yet had eyes of concern for her friend.
Why the long face, dear?
Katelyn narrowed her eyes and looked down towards her glass instead of Jennifer's face.
Oh, I am just a little tired, Jenny. I think it might be the drink.
What do you think of the new book?
I think it was adequate.
There are rumors of a prize my husband may win.
She looked towards her husband with such admiration and pride. He noticed and gave a wave with a good, broad smile.
It's a real pity your husband could not attend.
He sends his regards.
Everyone seems to love the book here.
She paused, trying to find another topic of conversation.
You dress quite well.
Well, I always want to look my best.
Katelyn's mouth curled into a seething smile.
What do you think is the secret?
With what?
His books.
Your guess is as good as mine. Oscar does have a certain knack for it.
Jennifer's happiness faltered slightly, and then regained composure.
I'm gonna be honest. I ain't quite the pickle when it comes to money.
Katelyn Rose cocked her head like an eager puppy.
What for? I thought those books would pay you too handsomely.
Well, Oscar was never good with money, and the royalties just can't keep up with his spending. He spends it on clothes, parties, new technology, like that talking machine, the
gramophone?
Yeah, that's the one. Do you want to see it?
The envious woman dropped her shoulders, but obliged.
It's just sitting on the table. It would have been a hassle to bring it into the main room.
Wow, it's like a big music box.
Quite pretty, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I've only got one record. I hope you don't mind. We can barely afford our servants. You know, each dime he spends, I get more anxious by the second. At the moment, I can't keep up with the debt we accumulated. But if we keep going like this, we'll be bankrupt.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
And Oscar has been drinking heavily. Not whacking me on the head, but more of a sad drunk, when you feel pity more than afraid. Or he stays awake constantly and writes plans in his notebook.
What's this about a notebook?
Ms. Taylor was a little confused, but still entertained the question.
The notebook? He uses to plan his novels and stuff?
Is he writing his next story with it?
Probably. I don't really focus on that.
Katelyn looked at the hypnotizing spinning record, pondering on that trivia. On the other hand, the other woman zoned out into the abyss.
How does it work?
Oh? Sorry. I think the record has markings which makes the needle vibrate. Those vibrations carry the sound, which the horn, the metal flower-looking thingy, amplifies.
Interesting.
Still, I love what Oscar does.
Jennifer's singular audience clenched her jaw and frowned slightly.
But sometimes I do wish he thinks with his head and gets an actual job.
Well, what can a person do, eh?
You know, perhaps your husband can talk to him.
Miss Rose moved her eyes frantic, then moved her feet to the door.
Are you alright, Katelyn?
Yeah, just need some air. It's a little bit stuffy in here.
Jennifer left to mingle with the other members. At the same time, Mr. Taylor entered their private room, just to have a talk with Katelyn.
How are you doing, Katelyn?
Oscar said with a massive grin, leaning on a ledge while he gave her his undivided attention.
My arms are cut off and I'm in need of medical attention.
I read the parts you sent in from your manuscript and whatnot. The idea is not bad at all, but needs a little bit more refining.
The woman's hand trembled, as if the compliment was an insult, to patronize her.
I can even support the publishing, if you ever finish it.
I think I can handle it just fine.
Suit yourself. I feel like you could become the next Mary Shelley, if you play your cards right.
Thank you. But really, I don't think I need you.
Yeah, who needs me when you've got your husband? Speaking of which, how is John? It's just, he hasn't really been out and about. I am getting quite worried.
Oh, he's fine. Just a bit ill. And fairly busy at the moment.
Always a workaholic.
He's not an alcoholic.
Nice to have a little chat.
Ms. Rose gave a nod and a weary smile before exiting the room in unison with him. Then she went up the stairs to the rooftop.
I don't need your bloody support. I'll do it on my own, you dense, thick mule. He could barely control himself and had to get someone else in to nanny him. Why did God give such a git? Why did God make this man a miracle? Why not me?
The simmering rumbling continued as the moonlight positioned her to resemble an actor doing a hearty monologue. The only benefit to the frustration is that it provided a heat to the ice. A man walked into the celestial light with a frock coat and a bushy brown mustache. The ranting banshee assumed a more docile exterior.
Oh, hello?
Hello, Kate. How do you fare so far?
Rather knackered.
You barely spoke a word to anyone.
I talked to Jenny.
There was a pause while Katelyn was fiddling with her hands.
She was showing me the new gramophone, and we just talked about what has happened in our lives. Barring from John. Upon thinking about it, it was rather nice to connect with an actual close friend.
To her surprise, the last part contained proper truth.
Any news of my brother?
John is... I don't know. Some days he's there, some days he's...
Not?
She just gave a silent nod.
What if it all goes pear-shaped?
What do you mean?
If John doesn't...
No. I am not putting him in one of those Bastilles.
Look, we better plan...
The man gazed onto the city of Manchester.
The party is almost over. We should get back.